1 year ago today, I was nearly 400 pounds, exhausted, inflamed, and honestly trying to pretend like everything was fine. But today, I'm down 118 pounds. Gained another kid, fit into roller coasters, and somewhere along the way, I found my life again. Not bad for a guy whose favorite hobby was to avoid the staircases. This is the story of what happened 1 month at a time. Heck, one steak at a time. Before we dive in, remember, all that I'm about to talk about took place in 2023, during my very first year on carnivore. Back then, I was coming down from nearly 400 pounds and starting carnivore at 370 pounds, learning how to move again, how to eat again, and even how to live again. And honestly, seeing changes I never thought were possible. So as I walk you through months 7 through 12, it is a look back at my early transformation days, long before where I am today. Welcome back to Goforth&Carnivore. I'm Jordan, sharing my real life, my real results and transformation along the carnivore journey. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. This isn't just a diet story. It's a story about getting my life back, about getting your life back. Let's dive in to months 7 through 12, the final stretch of my first year. Month 7, where I landed feeling young again, hitting my 34th birthday. And I'm not exaggerating when I say it was the best birthday of my adult life. For the first time since my teen years, I felt capable, not restricted. I felt like my body wasn't punishing me for simply existing. We went to Texas de Brazil for my birthday meal. If you've never been there, Texas de Brazil is a Brazilian-style steakhouse where you have unlimited salad, unlimited meat, and all these different sides that go along with that. And gauchos walk around with different spears and steaks of meat where most of them are simply salt and meat and fire. And so I was able to eat to my heart's content, which in the past would have meant overeating, guilt, bloating, and needing to lie down like a tranquilized rhino. But not this time. It was just simple meat, salt, and good conversation, spending time with my family. And a feeling that, I was becoming myself again, or a new self. And month 8, the Oklahoma State Fair. And the first photo that didn't hurt. Every September, my son and I take a picture in front of the Ferris wheel, as we have done every year since he was born. It's our tradition. But this year, for the first time ever, I didn't fill up the entire frame of the photo. That picture was extra special because I got to savor the moment of me and my son rather than looking at my body in disgust and seeing at how large I was. I just got to enjoy me, my son, and my family there at the fair. We walked the fair for hours, 10,000 steps easily, and I kept up better than the kids for once. No sitting every 20 minutes, no knee pain, no back pain. And for my meal at the fair, I got a turkey leg. Let's just say what we're all thinking. They're overpriced and they're overrated. Basically eating a giant hamstring on a stick. But hey, it kept me on carnivore. It kept me on track. And more importantly, no funnel cakes, no fried Oreos, no fried corn dogs, no Silver Dollar City cinnamon rolls that they set up there each year. Just the confidence knowing that I didn't need them anymore. And then month 9, the roller coaster redemption. In October, month 9 might be the most emotional peak of the entire year up to this point. We took a family trip up to Branson and went to Silver Dollar City for the day. A place I've always wanted to visit, but honestly avoided. As a kid, once I finally got the courage to get around to ride roller coasters, I was too big to fit into most seats. And the ones that I could ride by the time I wanted to ride them, I had to sit in the extended seatbelt row, or the unofficial fat seat. But this time, this trip, this body, I walked onto every roller coaster that I could. I sat down, pulled the bar, and it clicked. Literally. No push from the ride operator, no embarrassment, no fat seat for this guy for the first time, and no fear that I would break something because of my size. We rode everything, laughing, screaming, and making memories with my family that I couldn't do before. But Branson is basically a fair disguised as a town. Everything is cookies, fudge, fried dough, skillets of who knows what, topped with whipped cream. So we prepared. We took charcuterie, cheese and meats, We did research ahead of time of the restaurants we were going to visit and made sure that they were always meat first choices. Because again, we went to the actual Silver Dollar City where they had the actual trailer for their cinnamon rolls, and I still didn't give in. And for the first time on a trip like this, I left feeling proud, not ashamed or feeling like I missed out on something. Halloween wrapped up the month. And instead of improvising an outfit that kind of fit to be on theme with the family, yeah, we're that kind of family. We're cheesy and we love it. I bought exactly what I wanted and it fit perfectly. My son was Mario, I was Luigi, my wife was Lunette, and my daughter was Molly from Big Comfy Couch. We had 2 different themes going this year, but they worked perfectly. Were these small things? Yes. But emotionally, they were huge. And then month 10 rolled around. The Thanksgiving test, the mother of all food temptations, the Super Bowl of eating. And I'm the one who cooks the dressing that was passed down from generation to generation. I'm the one who cooks the ham and half of the sides. So yes, it was a battlefield, but I did it. I made the family dressing and I didn't eat it. I roasted a clean, uncured ham. No mystery sugar-filled glazes. Made my first carnivore cheesecake so that I could have that dessert moment with the family. I ate deviled eggs. And yes, with a little bit of dill relish, I can hear the carnivore police pulling up to my house right now. But I still didn't give in. But here's the wild part. I didn't feel deprived. I felt steady, present. It was the first Thanksgiving that the food wasn't the main character. Family was. And getting to look around the room at the family that God has blessed me with, rather than feeling overstuffed, miserable, needing a nap, and living in regret, I was able to just live in thankfulness. And then month 11, the Christmas where everything fit. December is the month that the emotional momentum really slammed into me. My family does cheesy Christmas pajamas, and in the past we've had to order from special sites that would do from small little children all the way up to my huge, big and tall sizes. Last Christmas, I wore a size 4XL pajama set. This Christmas, 1XL. From a regular store right off the shelf. And it fit at our annual Christmas Eve service. I tucked my shirt in proudly. Anyone who has lived in obesity knows just how sacred that moment really is. No button strain, no spare tire around my waist, no shame spiral. Just a man wearing a dress shirt, normally. That alone could have made the month. But there's still more. We hosted our annual cookie decorating party for our kids and their friends. And for the first time ever, I baked everything, prepped the icing, decorated some cookies, and walked away. And didn't give in yet again. And then Christmas parties got interesting. Navigating the awkward conversations with people who weren't accustomed to me being on carnivore just yet, and wondering why I wasn't stuffing my face with that warm, fresh sourdough or some hot fudge from the fountain. But I rolled with it. Seltzer water in one hand, and charcuterie, also known as adult Lunchables, in the other hand with meat and cheese. And then on Christmas morning, instead of our old kolache tradition, we made bacon, eggs, and sausage. A new tradition that didn't wreck my body. Now we did break some carnivore rules and added some food dye to the eggs just to have some fun for the holiday. Once again, I hear the sirens pulling in. This Christmas wasn't about the buffet. It was about family. It wasn't about the menu lineup. It was about Christ. And then month 12 came along. The greatest month of all. This month, January, changed everything for me. Because this month, our third child was born. We didn't know the gender until she was born, and the OB allowed me to be the one to announce her birth. And when that moment came, I paused and I was shocked. It took me a few minutes to announce. It's a girl. We had a second girl. It took me like 2 seconds to get the words out, but it felt like an eternity because of the shock, the overwhelming feeling, and honestly a little bit of sadness because our kids just knew that we were having a boy instead of a girl. And so there was a little bit of sadness there, but also a little bit of fear because now I'm going to have to chase off more boys from dating my beautiful daughter. But holding her, 118 pounds lighter, is a moment I cannot put into words. My knees didn't ache, my ankles didn't ache, my back didn't ache. There wasn't just a sense of shame all over me at all times. I just got to be there with my newborn baby girl and just to live in that somber moment that my wife and I had of getting to create this new child. I could be present. I then compared the pictures of me holding my first, my second, and now my third child. It felt like it wasn't even the same man. It seemed like a sick man in those first two pictures, and then a healthier man in this latest picture with my new daughter. And our friends, they truly rallied around us, bringing meals that actually fit our lifestyle, meat, eggs, and some dairy. It was our community stepping in and saying, we've got you. Because instead of running to different carb-loaded meals during this time of truly survival when we have 3 kids and one of them is a newborn, I was able to make sure I was staying on track and keeping on with the carnivore lifestyle. And one thing that was really cool is our daughter was born 2 days before my carniversary. And we actually came home on my carniversary. A new child, a new body, a new lease on life. And those are moments that will never leave my memory, I hope. So this year in review, what worked, what didn't, and what matters? Here's what I learned in year 1. Keep it simple. Salt, maybe some simple seasonings that you can actually name the ingredients. Water and seltzer water, and coffee if you allow it. Preparing ahead while traveling. Doing my research, knowing where I'm going to eat, knowing what ingredients are on the food that I'm about to eat. Replacing traditions instead of removing them. Making them a part of my lifestyle instead of being left out because of my lifestyle. Eating enough protein to kill the cravings. Always making sure I have an Archer beef stick or some homemade beef jerky or something just to make sure that I was filling myself up on good, clean meat and meat products. Fasting wisely, not punitively. Making sure I'm staying hydrated with my electrolytes like Element or Salt by Keto Chow. Doing things to make sure that I was able to stay strong in those moments. Staying connected to community. Making sure I had a family that was willing to support me through this. Friends that were willing to help and hold me accountable. Having a channel just like this one to have people that I could lean on to answer my questions or to encourage me when I felt like I was coming to a low, or to encourage me to bounce back when I realized that I failed at times. And what didn't work? White knuckling temptations. Just get up and walk away. And overcomplicating supplements. Looking for all of these carnivore approved or ketovore approved over-processed items off the shelf. It wasn't until I looked into the ingredients that I realized those were not it. So I had to figure out what was good for me. What was I eating? Could I name the ingredients on that item that I was about to eat? And last but not least, thinking that failure ruined everything. Mistakes happen, self-correct, and get back on course. I probably couldn't even tell you the times that I failed throughout this year, but I did have to self-correct, lean on people to encourage me, and to get back on track to get to that weight loss for this year, to get back to the health, more importantly, this year. The setbacks didn't define me. They trained me. They reminded me why I started and pushed me to reset instead of quitting. So if you're watching this and you feel stuck, if you feel ashamed, if you feel overwhelmed, hear me clearly. You do not need perfection. You do not have to be hardcore carnivore. You don't need to fear failure. You just need to start. Eat real food that God created for us, not the stuff engineered for you to be addicted to it. Know what inflames you. Know what strengthens you. Even if that means you're doing more ketovore or modified carnivore or something totally different at all. Know that your life matters enough to get control back. If I, a nearly 400-pound man at the time, can find my way here, trust me, you can too. You can take your first step too, even if you take 2 steps back. Keep taking it 1 step at a time. Realize that those failures and setbacks don't mean anything other than a place to step forward. So if this encouraged you, hit that like button and share with someone that might also need this encouragement. It truly helps more people to find this. And comment below, if you could fix one area of your life today, what would it be? I hit this first year milestone and I was able to see some amazing results that came with some struggles. So what would be your first milestone? What has been your first milestone if you've already started? I want to hear from you. Let me know. Let's encourage each other. And stick around, because my year 2 review is coming next. And trust me, things just keep getting crazy. And until then, go get some beef, butter, bacon, and eggs and get started. Take control of your health. And most of all, go forth and carnivore. Bye, y'all.